Thanks, Heiko. I agree with most of what you said. Most of what you said. The second from last sentence, less so. How come we're not on the blackboard, by the way? Seated craft and all that? I'd like to have seen my name up. It didn't have to be at the top of the blackboard, halfway down at the bottom. If it was a question of the cost of the chalk, we'd have gladly all chipped in. Ah, okay. Next time. I've always dreamed of having my name up in chalk. Anyway, we're called Garfields' Birthday. We come from Weymouth, which is a seaside town, a holiday town on the south coast of England, and we're very glad to be here. We're going to start things off with a fairly mellow song called You Should Know Better by Now.
Baby, what you doing in my house? Maybe you're not welcome hanging around today. There's nothing to say, you should know better by now. On a hot afternoon in the middle of June, you should know better by now. When it started, you know where the door is. I can't believe you went with him up against the side of the fairground, side in the park, all hands in the dark. You should know better by now. Baby, my faith was my biggest mistake. You should know better by now. Baby, my faith was just shallow and pointless. I can't believe you went with him up against the side of the playground, side in the park, all hands in the dark. You should know better by now. Baby, my faith was my biggest mistake. You should know better by now. Baby, my faith was just shallow and pointless.
Dankeschön. Thank you. What a lovely way to start an evening, isn't it? And what a lovely place. I tell you what, Heiko, they just keep getting better. These bars and clubs and places you keep booking for us, you know, it seems like each one is even nicer than the one preceding it. So we can only wait and see what we've got for tomorrow night in Oldenburg.
Been there before.
Oh yes. And lovely bagels, by the way. Lecker. Schmeckt gut. Prima. All good? Okay. Again with the photographs. I tell you what, since we landed in Hanover, we've been all but hounded by paparazzi. Well, one paparazzo. Him. You people killed Princess Diana. Let's not go there. We'll get all controversial about it. But anyway, this is a waltz song. This one's called Wait and See. Have you not got Dolby on that thing?
Why do we spend half our lives fists clenched and ready to fight? You lied to me. You wait and see. Why is it always too soon? I back and stare at the moon. You lied to me. You wait and see. Counting the tears in my eyes. Remember a time when you said goodbye. Why is it good things don't last? Try to remember the past. You lied to me. You wait and see. Spending the summer with friends. Remember a time when the fun never ends.
Okay, thanks so much. That was a nice waltz you did. I should explain that normally I do an awful lot of dancing. I do my own choreography during the set, and I've been described as anything from Prince with the spirit of James Brown living with inside him, with all the good bits about Michael Jackson, in terms of, but unfortunately there was a little bit of a mix-up with the leads. We seem to have misplaced my extra long lead, which gives me a lot more scope for my dance, because to be honest, some of them I would be out there amongst you. You know, I like to use props, chairs, you know, the bar, top of the bar, you know, in the act. But I probably shouldn't have mentioned it, because now you feel like you're going to be missing out on a lot of quality entertainment. But the simple fact is, this lead on my instrument here, it's just not long enough. As you can see, I have a radius of about, I don't know, 2 meters. So really, I can't go any further than about here, which means it reduces my dance radius to just about here. And to be quite honestly, there's no point. Aside from the odd bit of river dance, you know, Lord of the Dance stuff, there's not a lot I can do. So I'm going to actually leave out the dancing tonight and concentrate on the singing. hope you'll understand. And with that in mind, we're going to move on to a brand new song called In the Attic. Sorry, I didn't mean to look at you. Exactly the same time I said that in that rather sinister voice. In the Attic. Because it's quite a nice, bouncy pop song. It's not at all scary. Although the attic can be seen as a metaphor for the darker thoughts in your mind, the attic of your mind. But really it's about a load of junk you keep in the attic of your house. In the attic.
A guitar on the wall, never been played, name on the door, started to fade, words to a song you never got right. Funny though, I remember them tonight. I hear them in the attic, I hear them in the love song, I hear them over and over again. Face on the wall, always the same, the mirror reminds you, never again. Ghosts of a dream, never worked out. I see them day in and day out. I see them in the attic, I see them in the love song, I see them over and over again. When you see them all around, you find there's a way to pretend. Jumping up and down, you get yourself seen in the end.
Have a solo.
You see them in the love song, you see them, they're in the attic, you see them over and over again. They're in the attic, you hear them in the attic, you hear them in the love song, you hear them over and over and over and over again.
Thanks very much. There's a new song called In the Attic. Honestly, it's much better with the dancing in it. It takes it to a whole new level. But what can I do? Unfortunately, once again, I find myself short on length. This next one is called Mr. Magic Eyes. Don't ask that. Right, we're going to start getting a bit... So you can carry on. I was going for a Bruce Springsteen style talking over the intro, rambling introduction about, you know, how I managed to avoid Vietnam and stuff like that. Okay.
Mr. Magic Eyes, you're not making any sense. I'm not making any sense of your eyes, magic eyes. Mr. Magic Eyes, you're a hero for the day. You can play the games you play with those eyes, magic eyes. And you're always saying something about someone who thinks you're no one. Then you started saying something else, because you're Mr. Magic Eyes. You're a liar and a star. You're destined to go far with those eyes, magic eyes. Mr. Magic Eyes, you're a hero for the day. You can play the games you play with those eyes, magic eyes. And you're always saying something about someone who thinks you're no one. Then you start who thinks you're no one. Then you started saying something else. Because you're Mr. Magic Eyes. You're Mr. Magic Eyes. 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 You're Mr. Magic Eyes.
Danke sehr. I was worried that my beer was outside of that, you know, the radius I was referring to earlier. Thankfully not. The alcohol-free beer in England is rubbish. Normally I wouldn't bother, you know. It's like low-fat things and alcohol-free things. I mean, I don't drink a lot. I do like to have a drink every now and again. But unfortunately, this tour, I'm the driver. I'm the designated driver. There's only me out of the whole tour party, which is me and Leighton, Sai, who you've just seen, our photographer, and we have about 25 administration staff who tour with us, mostly just to add up the CD sales at the end of the evening and count the t-shirts and stuff like that. And there's only me that can drive, so I don't like to feel left out. So I've been drinking Beck's alcoholfrei. And I tell you what, it's not bad at all. It's pretty good. I don't feel like I'm missing out that much. And it means, more importantly, that you know, I can drive everybody home at the end of the night, because we've had some long journeys. We've had some 4 o'clock in the morning, sort of getting home from gigs. Went to Groningen in Holland. That was about 3 hours drive. And we went to Hamburg the other night. That was only an hour or so's drive, but we still got back at 4 o'clock in the morning. Reeperbahn. That was quite an experience. Is it just me, or is there a lot of specialist jobs there in the Reeperbahn? You know? It's quite embarrassing for someone like me from a small, sleepy town in Dorset, who's, you know, I blush easily. I'm very naive. For a man of, you know, almost in my early 20s now, you think I'd had a lot of experiences in my life, but then I went to the Reeperbahn. I realised, you know, really, I don't know very much at all. So, it was a good gig. What are we doing next? Oh, I quite like this one. We played at the university earlier this afternoon, and we didn't have a very long time to connect and bond with the audience. So we decided to strip down, musically speaking, and we played a set just like we would if we were busking in the street, just acoustic guitar and my wonderful voice. And we're going to do a few songs like that for you just now and see how it works out. This first song we're going to do is, assuming Sai spelt it right, Gardenet Wall. Okay, this one's called The Garden Wall.
Are you pretty boys? Are you wasting all your time on silly toys? When you could be having fun in the corner of my lawn is a complicated tree. It's more difficult than me, but we will get there. Can you say goodbye? Are you stronger than before? I can tell you why. You're sitting on the garden wall, make a wish and Were you better off before? I can tell you how to get you off the bathroom floor. Make a pact and make it stick. If you're lucky, you will see there's a place for you and me, and we will get there. On our way to a castle in the sun, right away. Now it's time to have some fun, and we will get there, but not today. Yes, I'm on my way to a castle in the sun, right away. Now it's time to have some fun, and we will get there, but not today.
Okay, thank you very much. That song is taken from our very latest album called More Sense Than Money, which is incredibly witty title for an album. Does that make sense in German? If you translate more sense than money, does that make sense? It does make sense. Do you have a similar expression? That person has more sense than money. No, that's not right, is it? That person has more money than sense. That's my point. Yeah. Yeah, they spend all their money. They don't need 3 cars, 4 cars, 5 houses, 6 houses. You know? We have, what do we have? Me and Leighton. 2 cars, 3 cars each, 2 houses, 1 holiday house in south of France. That should be enough for anyone. So we say that person's got more money than sense. So we turned it around because we really have no money at all. But we like to think we have a little bit of sense, so we have... Yes, sense of humour. Yes, but I have a sense of humour. Right, pressing on with our acoustic set, we're going to do a song called Finally now. Stupid place for it, halfway through the set really. Should have done it at the end. Finally, it would make more sense. But then we're back to that issue of sense and money. Finally.
Finally, I play the game. Nothing's ever gonna be the same. It wasn't really worth the wait. Hate yourself for joining in so late. The promises we made to keep ourselves alive, and our feelings deep inside. Someone made me realize everything about you is a lie. And everybody plays the game, and everybody breaks the rules again. Find someone to blame. It's just the way things are. You can only get so far. Then it's all changed. Then you play the game again. Then it's all changed. Then it happens just the same. Finally, I play the game. Nothing's ever gonna be the same. it's all changed. Let me play the game again. And it's all changed, and it happens just the same. Finally you're playing the game. Nothing's ever gonna be the same.
Always chokes me up, that song. No, I'm over it. Okay, I'm enjoying this little acoustic set. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. We're going to do a couple more like this, and then we're going to speed things up again, and Sai's going to come and join us towards the end for a few songs. One is iPod, that you may have heard earlier, because this is the point where I normally explain that Garfields' Birthday is an electric band. We're kind of an indie power pop sort of band, so normally we play with a drummer and electric guitars. Quite often we play with a 42-piece orchestra, but that's only if we get our petrol covered. Because to be honest, if we can't make, get the money for the petrol back, it's just I'm not a businessman, but it just doesn't make sense to hire a 42-piece symphony orchestra if you can't afford the petrol to get there. So it's quite nice to play these smaller venues. Instead of all the huge arenas that we are used to playing. Back home we're kind of like the Rolling Stones. It's just that we've never really got the same sort of commercial success outside of Weymouth. But trust me, if you're in Weymouth and you mention our name, they'll be, whoa. People were asking us last time we came over 2 years ago, are you famous in England? Of course, I mean, you have to ask. I said basically at that time it was, there's like a top 3, like Hello Magazine, things like that, a top 3 of, who's the celebrities of the moment. And at that time it was basically the royal family. That's kind of been superseded by Prince William and Catherine. So they were kind of in the top 3. Garfield's Birthday were normally around number 2 or number 3, and the other one was Susan Boyle, Subo, but I understand Subo's at the top now, and Garfield's Birthday and the Royal Family kind of joined third. That's about how famous we are in Weymouth. Just in case you're wondering. Right, Leighton, enough jibber jabber. This song is called Slowing Down. It's an incredibly slow song that gets progressively slower. And at the end, you'll probably notice that it stops altogether. About at the end. Later on, up. It's a really funny note. The first note of the song doesn't make any sense. It's the only one after. Doesn't sound right. Okay.
Slow down, walking up the hill without a sound, as fast as I can, picking up the pace, gonna lose the race, that's why I'm slowing down, making ground, try and beat the rain that's coming down, as fast as it can, trying to catch my breath, time to take a rest, that's why I'm slowing down. Nice and easy, I'm hoping nothing gets in my way, at least not today. Slowing down, walking up a hill without a sound, as fast as I can, picking up the pace, gonna lose the race, that's why I'm slowing down. Nice and easy, I'm hoping nothing gets in my way, at least not today. Slowing down, walking up a hill without a sound, as fast as I can, picking up the pace, gonna lose the race, that's why I'm slowing down. I'm slowing down. Get slow. I'm slowing down. I'm sorry. I'm slowing down. Stop. Thank you there. I've been trying to learn at least one new song per new song. That's a laugh. One new German word every day that I like to try out at the gig that night. We sang a song earlier called Mr. Magic Eyes. That's I learned how to say that in German. Mr. Herr Magic. Oh, magisch. Magisch. How'd you say magic? Magisch Augen, something like that. What I didn't know is how to say hedgehog, because like all the great songs, that song's about a hedgehog. I'm sure we've all written a good song about a hedgehog in our life. It's like the great novel. Everybody's supposedly got one great novel in them. I think that's also true about hedgehog-related songs. I think everybody has one good hedgehog song in them. And the lady at the Fair Cafe, she said, you need to say eagle. Eagle? Yeah, eagle is something very different in England. Very different. I said, are you sure you mean hedgehog? She goes, yeah, eagle. I said, okay. I said, well, eagle is a bird of prey. Surely, it's flying, soaring majestically in the sky, up in the mountains. She goes, no. In Germany, that's a hedgehog. I said, no, let me get this right. I thought, just to clarify, do your hedgehogs have wings in Germany? I said, is it exactly the same? I said, is it a ground-based, at street level, is it a ground-based animal with spikes? She goes, yes. Just because I thought for a minute that perhaps German hedgehogs were sort of a different subspecies of winged flying. You wouldn't want something like that flying around, because if something went wrong, turbulence perhaps, and that hedgehog or eagle came plummeting down, that could do a lot of damage. Seriously, you could lose an eye. I'll go. See what I mean? But she said, no, forget the eagle, forget the English eagle, it's just called eagle. It still lives on the ground, in hedges, spiny thing. So, I should have said that earlier, because we did that song ages ago, and I'm sure you've forgotten it. But just to show you that I am trying, so retrospectively, that song was about an eagle. The hedgehog. Okay, anyway. Enough nonsense. This is another new song. This one's called Compatible. It's, again, breaking new ground. I exhausted the hedgehog theme. This one is cutting edge song. I don't think anybody's written a song about this subject before. This is about a relationship that doesn't work out. Leighton. Oh, sorry. We're breaking new ground here tonight. A relationship song. Sorry?
It's a first. We're cutting edge. How many people have ever written a song about a relationship or about a relationship that doesn't work out? You know. Quite honestly, you could write a whole album about love. Nobody's ever done that before. Right. Compatible.
We're not compatible, I think that's what you said. How is that possible? I wish it was something else instead. We're not compatible, I think I would agree. If I'm so wonderful, why don't you want to spend some time with me? I don't remember it all. I said we'd been along this road before. Then what did you say? It's better this way. Don't say anymore, 'cause I've heard it before. I don't remember it all. I said we've been up this mountain before. Then what did you see? I know it wasn't me, but I didn't fall in spite of it all. We're not compatible, I think that's what you said. How is that possible? I wish it was something else instead.
Sorry, it's not you, it's me. I love you, but I can't stand to be in the same room as you for more than 2 minutes. You don't. Oh, that was your cue to do the final chord. There you go, compatible. I get dumped at the end of that song. Hard to believe, isn't it? Who'd have thunk it? Right then, I think we've got a couple more, or one more, or a couple more, and then Si's going to join us, and we're going to head towards a storming climax. I've been talking too much, haven't I? I just saw the tour manager look at his watch, and that normally means, if you're not going to sing all those songs, if you don't sing the songs, they're not going to buy the CD. If we don't buy the CDs, we can't put petrol in the car. Anyway, so this next song is called... no, Si's going to do that one with us. Okay, Eye to Eye. Then we'll do Cambridge, and Si's going to come up. Is that right? Okay. It's not just paparazzi, he's also the chief heckler. Okay. This is slightly more upbeat and slightly darker. For Garfields stuff, thank you.
Though I said tonight's the night, when I sat and wondered why. Tell me now and I won't mind. How come we never kissed? Bright blue eyes began to cry. When I sat and wondered why. How am I supposed to feel? How come we never kiss? Could have been so strange and wonderful, unusual. How come we never kiss? counting sheep. It's not supposed to be this way. How come we never kiss? Could have been so strange and wonderful, unusual. How come we never kiss? Could have been so strange and wonderful, unusual. How come we never kiss?
Thank you, Shambola. Okay, getting towards the end of our set now. We were a little bit late getting here, so I went home for a sleep. Oh, that's another one of my new words, schlafen, sleep. And me and Leighton, we went into Bremen. And what did we do? Went to Saturn Records and had a look around the records. That was good. And then we went to a cafe, and there was an incident. I thought we'd been spotted. I thought they'd. That's that singer from Garfields' birthday. And I thought the word had got round. You know, like when Madonna turns up at a club or something, and you know, it just turns to chaos. You know, thousands of people turn up and photographers. And the owner, I don't know if it's the owner, the head waiter, he asked us to leave through the back door. And we thought, wow, clearly they don't want us leaving through the front entrance because, you know, quite frankly, there could be a riot. Because obviously word was out at Garfields' birthday, and so I was schlafen. We're in there having cafe and kuchen or whatever. And they obviously thought, you know, there's going to be thousands of people descending on the cafe. So they said, can you leave through the back door there? We thought, oh, that's good. You know, our career was going well. The German tour, words got out. It turned out it was something to do with a fire or something unimportant. It was, I don't know if it's an actual fire, but there's the fire engines and Polizei and things. And they basically had to close the front entrance for health and safety reasons, which was a bit of a shame, to be honest. I must admit I was disappointed. I thought it was my first celebrity moment. But, no, it was just bad wiring or something like that, electrical fault. Anyway, we're going to do one more song, and then Si's going to come and join us, and we're going to all head for a group climax, if that's allowed. Do you allow that sort of thing in here? A climax? Yes. Okay. This is another new song. This is about a famous university town or city in England, where the likes of us would never get to go to, because we're neither rich nor well connected. This one is called Cambridge.
me down, I'll take you where gravity can't be found. Drifting along the river with you by my side, watching the moon as it rises along with the tide. Though we're surrounded by people, feels like there's nobody here, making the most of each moment, holding you near. Spending the day with my arms open wide, we got nothing to hide, we've both got happiness on our mind, winding our way through the market with love on our minds, seeing we're spoiled for choice with all that we find. A man holds a sign up above him, gives away love for free, waiting all day to hug strangers patiently. Days, I'm spending the day, I'm spending the day, I'm spending the day with my feet off the ground, with my head in the clouds. I got you by my side, we got love on our minds.
Dankeschön. Okay. Almost getting towards the end of the night. I just got to find Psy. Anybody seen Psy, boys and girls? That's a England pantomime, you know. You don't have pantomime in Germany, I guess. You probably wouldn't get that joke then. Yeah? Pantomime. Can you see him, boys and girls? He's behind you. Anyway, there you are, Psy. Okay, this is the last couple of songs from us. As we explained before, even though we managed to travel with 25 admin staff and accountants, we don't have room for a drum kit. So we used to travel around with about 6 huge articulated lorries, used to follow us up and down the Autobahn. But that's stupid because, you know, it's only, you can fit in your back pocket. Because it's only an iPod, why have a lorry? So now Psy just plays his iPod, costs 99 pence, not the iPod, the drum thingy. We thought if it's good enough for the Gorillas, it's good enough for Garfield's birthday. Is that not right? Yeah. Okay, so thanks for listening. I'm sure it's already been mentioned in at least 2 languages, but we do have CDs for sale this evening. If you've enjoyed the songs from Side Jub and from Garfield's birthday, then please do consider taking a CD home with us, with you. We don't want them. We've got plenty of them. So scrub that. Please consider taking one home with you. I've got plenty. Far too many. So if you've enjoyed yourself this evening, I know you've had the tips and things, that's very kind of you, but please do consider taking some of our music home with you and come and have a chat with us afterwards. Okay, so last 2 songs. This one is called... Ooh. No, it's not. What am I on about? We've got another one there. Oh, I see. I've written it on the right-hand side of the paper. I know what happened. That was in my blind spot. You see? Must remember not to, you know, like when you're driving. I talk a lot when I'm nervous. This one is called Everything. This is an old song from back in the 90s, out on a special CD on Songs and Whispers. 1, 2, 3.
You're all I love sharp expression, pointing out you are there. Moving you closer, I make my way to the door. Looking behind me, I turn my back on them all. And I turn away and smile, and thinking to myself, I thought you really don't know everything. You whisper something, laugh along with your friends. I'll take no notice, ignore the message you send. Moving you closer, I make my way to the door. Looking behind me, I turn my back on them all. And I turn away and smile, and thinking to myself, I thought you really don't know everything.
Leighton.
And I turn away and smile, and thinking to myself, I thought you really don't know everything. And I turn away and smile, and thinking to myself, I thought you really don't know everything.
Side job on his iPod. All these gigs can I just say something, son? Would that be all right?
Talk away, sorry.
All these gigs organised by Hiker and by the two young ladies in the front row, and they've been kind enough to come down on their day off, on their evening off, to come and see us. So, cheers. Thanks.
I hope you think it was worth it. I hate to think that you would regret it, and you wish you'd watched something on television instead of something like that. Anyway, this is we're getting towards the end of the night. I think we're going to do a song about Weymouth. We have a puppet show that's very popular on the beach in Weymouth, along with donkey rides and candy floss, and lots of people from Birmingham wearing highly inappropriate clothes, and then getting sunburned and looking like lobsters, and then going to the local hospital to get treated for heat stroke. That's also very popular, but mostly only in the summer. That's better. Okay. So this one's called Punch and Judy Man, and it's basically about Weymouth Beach, where we come from. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 4.
When I get myself together, I'm gonna get the lovely weather they all talk about. I get a second chance, I'm gonna be the local loser, Punch and Judy Man. We go dancing in the park to the Beach Boys in the dark. We take the lovely weather
I think we have... What did you just do to me? Did you see that?
That's it.
Did you see that?
No, that's it.
We've been playing our heart out for about, I don't know, seems like a long time. I know I've been talking for most of that time, not actually playing music. I looked at Heiko, I was going to give him a nice smile. He went, again, it must be a cultural difference. Because back home, somebody does that to you.
Outside, Heiko.
Yeah, I'd be like, you know,
You want some?
someone's going home in the back of an ambulance.
That was a good edited version, so.
Yeah. Anyway, we might not be able to do that. We might only be able to do that. But we might do that, and then so I can do another one of those, and you get your those. Is that alright? Okay. This is the last song from us. So this is Leighton McGrath on guitar. Thank you. That's from Leighton. Leighton comes to you tonight courtesy of Primark. Because, to be honest, we're all halfway through the tour. We're running out of clothes. None of us have got clean clothes. Basically, none of us could be bothered to go to the laundrette. So to be honest, we found it cheaper to go to Primark and just treat them like disposable clothes. We buy a shirt for that day, we throw it away. Next day, we go to Aldi, because we've been told Aldi is the sort of upmarket, posh, you know, high-class shop to go and get your, you know, all your food and stuff. Don't see it myself, but apparently that's the case. So we've gone to Aldi, gone to Primark, got our t-shirt, don't do our gig. Isn't that right? Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you by that. That's all right, I come to you courtesy of CNA. Is CNA still going?
It is, yeah.
Si, do you want to add to that?
Mr. Simon Felton on bass and vocals this
No,
evening.
I didn't know. Thank you. Si comes to you courtesy of Bremen University. There you go. See what I mean? What do we do? Do laundrette, or do we buy t-shirts from every venue we play at? Do you have a t-shirt here? Oh, that's a shame. Looks like it's a trip to Primark in the morning then. This is the last song from us then. This one's called Neptune's Fountain. Have you been to Neptune's fountain? Have you held the water in your hands? Or stood in the rain? It feels just the same. You'll be smiling again. Take a trip to Neptune's fountain. Smile as the water cools you down. Don't make a sound if you're swimming at night. You must do it right. All the colors of the rainbow seem to be reflected in your eyes.
stood in the rain, it feels just the same. You'll be smiling again. Take a trip to Neptune's fountain. Take a trip to Neptune's fountain.
Dankeschön, danke sehr, vielen Dank, vielen Dank. Side judge there on iPod, Leighton McGrath on guitar. My name's Simon, Simon Cuttle on vocals. Oh, cheers, man. Thanks, Heiko. Thanks very much for letting us come and play in a lovely bar. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. And hopefully we'll see all of you just over there with a bit of hard cash. Folding money, we like to call it in England. Anyway, thanks once again. Thanks, Heiko, for sorting this out for us. And enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll hopefully see you again. Dankeschön.